Hey guys, back. Just missed one hand. Had ace king raised, everybody folded. And now we have ace jack. Just grab a bit of food. Got to do a bit of shuffling of tables and stuff, guys. So won't be doing too much talking for a while. Just opening a 27 turbo. I think 27 turbos today, if we happen to bink it, like for example this one's got 7,000 up top, and there's a lot of donkeys out for the weekend, so I think even though I don't want to introduce too many turbos, I think it's okay to sprinkle a few in. probably could have checked there maybe on the top right. I think his range includes a lot of floats. But you have to be careful doing it, because whilst you might be able to eke out a little bit more EV, at the same time we are 3 of 11 final table bubble. And so, you know, if we let him get there and then pay him off, it's kind of, well, it's really bad. And there were still enough hands, I think, that can give us some value. I guess I'm just gonna, well, I'm just gonna bet 240, and if he jams, hate life and fold, I guess. I think he's jamming a lot here because this guy's just this real fish, massive, epically sized. I think he's got like King 9 here, and he's just like, that's it, I'm all in. I wonder if actually he ever has like, you know, I wonder if he ever has 3-5, 5-7 or 7-8 here. I don't think we can fold actually, getting this price. Yeah, he does have a gut shot, so, and he gets there. Defends with the 7-3 off and gets there. Yeah, when I bet I would actually plan to fold, and I thought a bit more about it, and I'm like, well, this guy, this guy can have anything. Wow. Min 3-bet on the button. Ace 4 of hearts. Probably not quite ready to fold it for the min, virtual min. I think if it wasn't suited, definitely I'm folding, but I think with the suited, I think he's probably got like, well, I don't know, it's hard to say. He could be just trying to take the initiative, or he could have the big tamale that he's representing. He might just be a player that doesn't really know how to 3-bet properly. That's always a big possibility. A little bit risky bottom left, big 55. Ace Queen 9 could be out there. But I do think some players are going to call here with like Ace 10, Jack Queen, 10 Queen, and hands like that. That they might play this way. Wow, that is a nice 3-bet, isn't it? They're just going to bet small here. Try and get like an Ace 10 or something to call us soft. Heart draw as well there, I guess we for value on the turn. This is a really, really nice 3-bet here, isn't it? And well, putting ourselves in some spots here. What's this, M15, 9, 18, 31. Yeah, I only 3-betting 4%, we don't have many hands. M15. Wow, that is close. And this one's pretty close as well, but I think given that it's final table, he's not going to be messing around too much, but we're getting massive pot odds. And usually I would I would call pretty happily there against an M5 jam with King Jack suited. But just because we raise UTG in its final table, I'm going to lay it down. Top right, pretty close. Maybe could have gone with a 3-bet. This guy's been raising a lot here. Early position. Try and sneak in a few well-timed 3-bets. Guess he's just getting away with it a little bit too much. I think this guy here is raising in this spot all the time, because he's got these 2 stacks behind that are in jam or fold mode. And so I think the 3-bet there is pretty mandatory. Because it's final table bubble, so I think I will raise here. This guy hasn't defended any big blinds yet, and the small blind doesn't look like he's a prolific jammer. There's a little bit of pressure from the fact that it's final table bubble, especially if these guys, we know well it's 11 players left, but you know what I mean, especially if these guys are kind of micro guys. It's a bit more significant. I will just, obviously we're calling here. Pretty good timing, hopefully, with the jacks. Club, ideally. Yeah. Almost a straight flush, but not quite. So there was a pretty key pot that has cost us there. 6, 7. And it would have had us in a really nice spot in this tournament. It's not a deep stack, but I've got to love these stack depth. Yeah, we would have been really well set up. 4, 8, 9, 10. I think I'm going to fold the ace-jack here. It's kind of a tight fold, but this guy raising from second. Yeah, he could do it, I guess, with some blockers. M6, though, it's getting pretty short, right? It's getting pretty short to be messing around too much. I think top left, I'm just going to check call now. I mean, hopefully he bluffs here with just a high cards with a club. Yeah, I mean, he's not folding turn, and river is pretty nasty once we check and he raises, once we check and he bets. Just a tough spot. I think I will keep raising here. I think it works just often enough without being spectacular. The players behind haven't been 3-betting a lot. And the big blind seems pretty tight. For some reason I get the feeling this guy here is quite good. I don't know why, but this is another beautifully timed raise here, and it's very hard to raise this guy when he's at that stack depth. So he's really he's really leveraging very well against us, and it's a very nice, you know, from the small blind here. I really think it's a very good raise. And the sizing, you know, that he got us before with it as well, and I really like it. I think it's he knows we're opening a lot, and he's exploiting us with some very nice 3-bets. Wow. M7 UTG meaning looks pretty strong, but for 2000 I don't think we're folding with King Queen off. But we could be dominated a bit here. A little bit risky. He hasn't shown a tendency based on his stats. He's only opening 8 of 81, so very tight from early position. It does look like he's checked back with ace king ace queen here, but I just don't think on a repeat we can scare him off. If it had been a 7, 8, 10 jack, I probably would have fired, and a heart as well maybe, but if we had more depth of stack, I would have 3-bet this player both times he's 4-bet both times he's 3-bet us. It just looked a bit suspect to me. I think jamming here is probably overkill. He's probably going to jam us a bit, but I think just raising against this player is a little bit better because I think he doesn't get too crazy on us. He's probably jamming any ace, decent kings, and so forth. But at the same time, I think the raise will show profit, and if we jam on him, even though it's pretty good for ICM, I just don't think that he's going too crazy with his raises, so we just get to avoid the time we run into a big hand and he cripples us, well, busts us virtually. Bottom left went with a jam, obviously. I don't want to check jam, because if someone bets half pot and we jam, we almost have 0 fold equity, so not quite, but close to. So I'd much rather just jam it, since we figure to have a lot of outs, hopefully. And I mean, we do have a few, but not as many as I would have hoped. Yes, what are we going to do here? And this one. It's over here. Just not going to shut down top right, you know. It's just bad luck if they keep jamming us. It's just so be it. What can this guy have? Jack Queen, King Jack. King Queen is definitely possible. But I think I'm just going to fire here, and I'm going to go with a snap half pot bet. We've been betting sort of tanking and betting small, and I think I just want to mix it up a bit. A little bit risky. This guy's got King Queen. Once in a while, I guess you can have pocket threes as well, but at the same time, I don't really plan on folding. I think checking and giving the free cards when there's hearts and 10 jack and stuff like that's a bit risky. It's pretty unfortunate because it does look like he might have us beat. Yeah. Oof, ace on the river. Did kind of, I mean, that's a you know, obviously right in his range, the king queen. But I just think that the alternative, you know, we can check. Yeah, just gotta keep paying attention here, not miss any spots to open. The alternative of sort of check call. It's just not. I just don't think it's going to work out very well. I think I'm just going to raise small here. It's pretty sick. Very polarizing. But again, I just think this guy's opening a lot from that spot, and you know, if he jams us, so be it. But I think when you're considering his overall range, you know, it's so wide that this play is profitable, even though he's probably going to jam us. Well, I wouldn't say crazy wide, but you know, I think that we've been sort of tangling, and he might even know who we are. We've been opening a bit. He probably thinks we're going to 3-bet a bit. I think it's quite a polarizing 3-bet, so he might be a bit suspect, but at the same time, it's still pretty hard for him to stuff it in with a lot of his more marginal hands that he's likely to have. And so he does just give it up. He really did kind of seem like he was suspicious, didn't he? He really did kind of seem like we could almost 3-bet again there. It's not too bad a spot. 7. He really did kind of think, this guy knows I'm opening a lot. He's going with a 3-bet. It's quite a cheeky size. It was quite a cheeky one, no doubt, because we had a I mean, we did have a sort of a shortish, not short. I mean, we just were getting on the cusp of what we can 3-bet with, but at the same time, I don't mind it because you know, if he jams, we can happily fold because our hand is so trashy. You know, it's not like we're 3-betting with a hand that might actually have, you know, some equity like ace-2 suited or something. I mean, imagine we 3-bet that and then he jams, and he might jam things like jack-queen, king-jack, king-10 suited, stuff like that. And we're, you know, ahead, and if we're folding, that's why that pivots, you know, that pivot, the M8 size is just the M8 is just sort of getting to that point where players don't 3-bet too frequently because of that reason. M7, M6. I mean, if you 3-bet M6, you really, once you get jammed on, you almost can't fold any 2. Unless it's a situation where you're just 100% sure the guy's got a monster and you've got a really, really trashy hand. I mean, if you 3-bet with 10-5 off at M6 and the guy jams and it's like a bubble or something, I mean, yeah, okay, you can fold, but for all intensive purposes, when you are 3-betting at M6 and normal play, I mean, I'd probably call off with 10-5 suited if I got jammed on almost. It'd be pretty close. If you run the maths, it's, you know, if he's got things like ace-10 up and pairs and king-queens and stuff, then it's not far off a call, is what I'm saying, with a really bad hand. So just got to keep our eyes open down bottom right. I got to make it more central. Get rid of this and got to zone in a bit. Sorry guys, been playing a bit soft here. Have to really try and zone in. I think I'm probably going to wow, this guy's been pretty tight. I think I'm actually just going to jam here. I don't really want to raise and get jammed on. And we might fold out stuff like, you know, I mean, ICM, it's certainly a fine jam, but I don't want to raise and get jammed on by like ace 5 and, you know, pocket 4s and stuff. Whereas if we just jam, those hands might fold. It's one of those important ICM considerations.